Welcome to another installment in the Walking Jazz Standards series. In this lesson, we'll be looking at All the Things You Are. This is a great tune to learn as a follow-up to Autumn Leaves. Incidentally, if you haven't checked out my lesson on walking over autumn leaves, simply follow the link on the screen. The chord changes are very similar, yet the form is slightly longer than the form to autumn leaves. Before we dive into the walking, let's take a quick look at the form. We're going to ignore the intro for the moment and jump right into the head of the tune. The form to All the Things You Are is 36 bars played in 4/4 time. The tune almost exclusively utilizes cycle 4 root movement. That is, moving from one chord to the next in intervals of a fourth. The first A section starts with a 6-2-5-1-4 chord progression in A flat major. The tonality changes in bar 6 with a G7 chord, setting up for a C major 7 chord in bars 7 and 8. Bars 9 and 13 are identical to the first 5 bars, except now it's in the key of E flat major. In bar 14, we see a minor 2-5 resolving to a major 1 chord, G major 7, in bar 15. The B section is made up of 2-5-1 progressions, a major 2-5-1 in G, and a minor 2-5 resolving once again to a major 1 chord, E major 7. Resolving to an E major 7, instead of the expected E minor 7, pops up more often than you might think in jazz music. A C7 sharp 5 chord in the last bar sets up for the last section of the tune in the original key. We're already familiar with the first 5 bars. The G flat 7 chord in bar 6 is a bit mysterious, but it sounds nice. C minor 7 and B diminished in bars 7 and 8 create a chromatic root movement to set up the last 4 bars. And finally, another 2-5-1 progression to close off the form, finishing with a quick minor 2-5 to bring us back to the top. For the first exercise, we'll be looking at a walking bass method that I first learnt when I was at uni. It's called The Matrix. Fantastic movie, just fantastic. Here's how it works. We'll be walking using the chord tones. We'll start by ascending 1 bar on the first chord, and then descending 1 bar on the next chord, and so on for the entire progression. However, you must contain your bass line to one area of the neck, and use small intervals when moving from beat 4 of the chord you're on to beat 1 of the next chord. I have prepared a 1-chorus walking bass line, which you can download from the link in the description. final exercise is merely an extension of the matrix idea. We'll now be ascending for 2 bars and descending for 2 bars. That's all we have time for in this lesson. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as always, please feel free to leave me a comment. Thanks very much, and until the next lesson, take care.